Smash Ultimate just got a brand new tier list, and it's a lot, so let's really dive into the changes, along with some interesting insights that comes with it. First off, we have the 7 deadly S tiers with Steve, Sonic, Snake, Mr. Game & Watch, Rob, Min Min, and Kazuya. These 7 have been dominating the meta, and if you play competitive Smash, you're very likely to encounter these fighters in your bracket. Game & Watch, Rob, and Kazuya just got a slight promotion to S+ tier compared to the last tier list. Min Min made quite a leap to join the ranks of the Deadly 7, and Aegis has been kicked out of the crew, forced to hang out with the S- characters. According to UltRank's article, Steve was considered the best character in the game from 57 out of 78 globally ranked panelists. 66 people total consider Minecraft Steve top 5, which is a landslide of a majority. All of these panelists are at least top 150 players around the world, and with a solid sample size, their methodology is credible. It's important to note that they considered having Steve into his own tier above everyone else due to his near perfect score, but they chose not to. We might evolve into a Smash meta where Smash Ultimate Steve is on the same dominance as Brawl and Meta Knight, but I don't think we're there yet. There's just so much top level talent with so many different characters. Brawl's meta was really how well do you play against Meta Knight, and I don't think Smash Ultimate has Steve over-centralizing the competition in the same way. The author also recommends investigating stage lists and clauses that begin to disadvantage Steve, such as reintroducing Lylat or having Midgar and Battlefield share a slot. We also see developments of taking away a Steve player's ability to ban stages to nerf the character for Supernova 2026, which is arguably the biggest Smash tournament there is. I think these steps are healthy for the meta, as it's a nice compromise of nerfing Steve without outright banning the character. As a coach's advice for myself, I would suggest that it's important to have your main practice anti-Steve strategies and to learn the matchup. If your main happens to have an unbearably rough matchup, it might be worth it to invest time in a secondary to make it feel more playable. And before you get in the comments saying to just learn the matchup and quit complaining, or picking up a secondary won't help you, 1, that's pretty valid, but 2, I don't think it's worth your mental well-being to try to force a matchup like Fox vs Steve if Steve can just delete you off of a jab. There is golden value in studying how to play against characters despite it being a tough matchup. I can agree with that 100%. But considering the vast character pool and high variance in head-to-head matchups, picking up a secondary to balance out your main's toughest matchups can, in turn, improve you as a well-balanced player that can adapt with different fighters and playstyles. Moving on, a massive jump from the last tier list is seeing Luigi skyrocket from 18th to 10th, jumping past the likes of Peach, Yoshi, Fox, and Joker. There's 3 Luigi mains to thank for showcasing the strength of the Green Plumber. We have Rauru, Waka, and Luigi, all making significant wins with this combo demon. I do think that with Luigi's rise, that more people will adapt their playstyles to take advantage of Luigi's weaknesses, most notably his subpar mobility. Maybe from being more aggressive with edgeguarding or being more likely to time out and circle camp a Luigi if they have a stock lead. S- tier looks pretty funny to me because we got 2 hardworking speedsters, 2 aerial heavy characters, 2 characters with both incredible strengths and glaring weaknesses, and Diddy Kong. A tier kinda just shuffled every other previously existing A tier around, so nothing immediately is surprising. However, upon closer inspection, we see a good amount of characters falling out of A tier, including Terry, Zero Suit Samus, Pac-Man, Toon Link, Lucina, and Pokemon Trainer. All of these characters are really good. Like, I kinda understand the reasoning behind Lucina, Toon Link, and Pokemon Trainer, where they're all kinda well-balanced characters and jack of all trades. Usually with today's Smash meta, it seems better to have a mastery in a specific realm or archetype compared to being decent with multiple realms. Looking back at S tier, where all of these characters have that extra spice that makes them the best at what their archetype can do, and then you play against a Lucina, it's like, okay, this is a standard Sword A matchup. But seeing Terry with incredible combos, ZSS with unparalleled speed, and Pac-Man being both a zoning monster and combo fiend, it's just very interesting to see such amazing characters drop down to B tier. There are 2 new residents in A tier, Captain Falcon and Mega Man. From the article, Captain Falcon can quote shift the tempo of a game on a dime as their character specialists become increasingly more efficient at converting their openings into stocks. And as Falcon's neutral and advantage state gets more optimized, the Captain's rise may continue throughout the year. And I'm certain that Karage's first place performance in a stacked 307 attendee bracket helped bump up this fiery character. Mega Man had the largest increase in rank from every character, going up 21 full positions to be an A tier. This can be caused by the impressive feats of Mega Man main Peanut, with results like first place at Luminosity Makes Moves Miami 2025 and Dash Dance, second place at Let's Make Big Moves 2026, and third place at Afterburner 2026. I always believed that Mega Man was a strong character from the early days of Smash Ultimate with Kameme, and I'm very happy we can continue to see that proven in today's modern meta. In B tier, we can see that Ice Climbers, Pichu, and DK moved up together quite a lot, as well as Duck Hunt boosting up just enough to make the cut for B tier. All 4 of these characters have been seen more, causing more upsets and proving their value with dedicated character specialists. Remember when I said that you should pick up a secondary? Ignore that. If you just believe in your character hard enough and work smart, you will find success. Realistically, both paths are justifiable, so just go with what your gut tells you. If you want to be a solo main person, that's all you. If you want to have a secondary as well, go for it. I can't really stop you there. C tier highlights include the rise of Isabelle and Mii Gunner, rising to the top of C. We also see Robin making quite a jump up, moving up 8 spaces. On the other hand, Lucario, Chrom, and Incineroar dropped to the lower side of C tier. All of these changes stayed within the confines of C tier, so overall I don't think there's much discussion. However, there is some migration worth talking about, with Mewtwo and Marth falling down to D tier, as Piranha Plant goes up to C-. Perhaps the popular Spargos plant helped that case. For Marth, there was a big conversation a while ago where there was Akola and Mia considering Marth to be the worst character in the game, which may have influenced this sudden drop. For Mewtwo, I don't really know why Mewtwo fell. I can't think of anything recent to cause this. Maybe just more people don't believe in Mewtwo that much anymore, so they just use him as like tier list fodder. Lastly, we have D and E tier, where the only significant change from the past list is that Dr. Mario moved up 5 spots. And as much as I love Doc, his weaknesses are just too great to really push him past D tier. Also, putting the Belmonts in F tier seems just kinda weird, like unnecessary. Saying that they're worse than these characters, it just does not make sense to me at all. Now let's get into some details that you don't see on this tier list. What's not shown on the tier list is some regional differences in opinion, as the panelists are from all around the world, so I'm here to share with you this data. For the US and Canada, Mega Man, Duck Hunt, Pac-Man, and Incineroar was ranked higher than average, whereas Pichu, Captain Falcon, Wario, and Olimar was ranked lower. In Latin America, the higher ranked characters include most notably Bowser Jr., then Pac-Man, Pikachu, Mega Man, Sheik, and my boy Chrom. The lower ranked was most notably Isabelle, then Olimar and Bayonetta. In Europe, Mega Man and Mewtwo was highly regarded, then Cloud, but the lower ranked characters there were Falcon, Byleth, Ice Climbers, and Robin. Japan is the most fascinating one, where the highest ranked characters was Ice Climbers, Captain Falcon, Sora, DK, and Lucario. But lower ranked characters were most notably Pikachu, then Terry, Pokemon Trainer, Mega Man, Pac-Man, and Mii Gunner. So let's break this down a little bit. Very interesting here is that every region believes more in Mega Man, except for Japan, where they don't believe in Mega Man that much. Maybe Peanut's performance isn't enough to persuade them? Japan has a lot of conflicting opinions on other characters as well. Europe ranks Captain Falcon and Ice Climbers lower, Japan ranks them higher. Latin America loves Pikachu, Japan not so much. US and Canada believes in Pac-Man, where Japan would give Pac-Man a lower score. I find it so awesome that even though we all have the same game of Smash Ultimate, that different regions can have varying opinions. And creating collective tier lists like this helps guide deeper discussions on the state of Smash's meta. Our top 3 rising stars, in third place moving up 10 spots is Isabelle, in second place with 11 spots Mii Gunner, and with an incredible 21 spot promotion, first place is Mega Man. All different types of zoners, which is interesting. Our 3 biggest losers for this tier list, tied for third falling for 8 spots, we have Chrom and Incineroar. In second place for dropping 9 spots is Lucario, which is kind of a bummer because I still think this is an unexplored character. Aura can drastically change the pace of a match, but I get that the mechanic of Aura implies that you have to either lose a little bit first or stay at kill percent for a while and then get value off of it. Both of which is pretty high risk and you might not even get value off of it. And our biggest loser, dropping 11 spots, is Cloud. Considering that the main rep for Cloud has publicly shared some qualms about the character, that could have influenced the panelists' more pessimistic ranking. But if you've seen what Spargo was doing at Kaguribi, I would not let my guard down against Cloud, as this character can still make magic happen. One last thing before this video ends is this visual made by Tactic SSB, which is a graphic showing which characters have won a major solo in green, characters that won a major with partial usage in yellow, and characters that have never won a major in red. And a colorblind option as well, because accessibility helps everyone. The part that I find most interesting is that we have a character in E tier that has helped secure a major win, and that we have 2 characters in A tier, Shulk and Greninja, that never contributed to winning a major as of today. Personally, I would trade Shulk and Greninja with some of the fallen A tiers like Pac-Man and Pokemon Trainer, given this information. Will this tier list change anything about Smash? Probably not. A Ganondorf main is going crazy while I'm writing this script, proving that Smash is an unpredictable game. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe.